when the was out for project CEASAR, like the entries and everything and stuff, I got like approximately 37 emails, and but due to the process of screening and everything and asking whether there are issues, like whether I need to stay or not, we boiled down to like about 20 people. But the problem is that because of the way the system is for this, because this is like the pioneering dreamers project and everything and stuff. Yeah, pioneering set, so to say. So there was a maximum of 3 people for each group and everything. But it's not that one project is more important than the other. It's just that the manpower needs to execute some projects are more. So we kind of figured with the school that it should give us an extension of more people. So you push it to 6, push it to 9, and it's at 9 now. But for more than 9 here, that's where the issue comes in. But it's not an issue, it's a challenge that we're going to. But the problem is that the admission process is very, very, very systematic in the sense that you can get to see the whole project before you even start it. So there are people that don't need to stay till the 19th. For example, the voice actors, we intend to use to speak for them, and probably by Thursday and Friday, they'll be going. For example, the people that wrote the script, they wrote it before the end of the semester, and they're not here today, but they're very, very, very phenomenal in making us here, because there's no story, there's no point of being here and everything. But most of the animators are going to stay till 19 because you guys are like the core of the production process and everything. Because even after you're done with animation, there are people that will still come out now, like sound design, putting and everything that will come later on and everything. So there are 9 people that the school is going to like cut out for and everything and stuff. But I told people that when I want that this, that I personally would take up the challenge of financing, whatever, like for example, feeding, for example, because that's going to be an issue. So definitely I'll take the financial, yeah, you get it, right? So I don't want you guys feeling somehow when the feeling comes and it doesn't get to you. Apparently I'm not even going to take mine, I don't think I take mine. So, but that's fine, right? Is that fine? So back to the next of today. Okay, I'd like to show you this before I proceed. Let me just start. Alright, let's do this quickly. Let's make the thing very, very cool. Let's just introduce ourselves to me and what you're doing for this project. I think we did that the first time, but not everybody was there. Again, start from here, please. This way.
America.
Please give me stand up, please. Thank you.
Ayo, to the animation.
Do you see animation?
Okay, me picture. Share graphic art. Smart graphic. Flash. Also free.
Through the animation. So you have to wait for the camera.
Alright, no problem. And you read on your sketch artist.
Alright. Okay. Gambofi, basically, I'm basically the film director. So to see like how the film will look like and everything and stuff. And other things like the process. Someone's going to ring.
So, Ayo.
So what's that?
No, one just passed. Thank you.
I don't know what it is.
We want to wait.
I don't know what it is.
Right, sorry for the distraction. Again, back to what we're saying and everything. So for this project, no hierarchy is basically, like I said in the first meeting, ideas was going to roll. There's no other way of differences. But for this project, I was privileged to, I and the economy, privileged to lead this project here. So that was like continuity. But I also like to mention some people that are not here today. And there's some of the finest writers on campus. And that's person of Berelebe, Gimika, Feromi, those are people. So I'm so sorry to we have presence of one of the master student, right? That's the person of Soji. Please stand up for my commission, please. And but we're really, really close friends, and one of the people that in charge of news design. You guys are designed for Carnival concert, and you guys are designed for Project LED. Very, very amazing talent on campus and everything. And it's a privilege for you to come and give us let's say consultations on architectural students, so you know that. So I know architectural students here, but that's that by the way. So back to the business. So Project CEASAR, it's a Nigerian animated film. That should be the core, or should be behind everybody's mind. We're not trying to replicate what they do in the United States or anything. So from our stories and our processes, everything should be very Nigerian, or let's say, to be on a larger scale, African. So put that back in mind when you're looking for resources and everything and stuff. I was watching an animation on sound system yesterday, and it was so fake. It was just trying to copy. I think ingenuity and authenticity is key for getting, because nobody will appreciate you without it yourself. So let's not try and copy, let's just be original. We'll be world standard, but very, very indigenous. So, what is Project CEASAR? So we have 3 points basically. Number 1, quality and indigenous animation. When we got the call for this project, I was like, there was no need doing something very lengthy, but let's do something that has never been seen before. Let's create images that have never been created before. And I think that's very, very key for the whole process of. So we're not basically trying to do something long. We're trying to say, okay, it's the first full-length animated feature. We're just trying to create something different. If there's no radical departure from what is known on Nigerian animation in terms of low production values and mediocrity in the animation process, I don't think there's any point going ahead on this project. So secondly, I said adding value to the fast generating society. Apparently, the VC was the one that had the idea for this project, because what I and Onome have been doing at Click and Nova Studios is to do photorealistic animation, the kind of animation you see on Fast and Furious and Transformers, like integrating an image to a place, like what you saw at Lamborghini, you see that kind of thing. And it's very, very realistic. That's kind of animation that we are doing on Chase now, although he has his own field. He's very, very interested in this as well. But the kind of thing I'm interested in is photorealistic animation. So when VC called us and everything, he said, I want to do a project that is going to add value back to society. And he told us that the Western culture has really influenced the younger generation. You see movies like, you see animations like Family Guy and Ted and everything. I read that much. They are fun to watch and everything. But what value are they passing across? Today, the United States is one of the places where there's a lot of violence. You see people going to high schools, killing people and everything, just randomly. And you also see things like there's a lot of rape and sexual assault in the United States. And this is because this is what the media passes across. It passes across message of sex, it passes across message of violence, high action sequences, movies and everything. But subconsciously, it's seeping into them. So definitely, the body doesn't just access information, it just wants to act it out. And that's why you have such results. That's why the Bible says, God, you have diligently, for there it comes out the issues of life. I don't know how many pastors in the house. Am I correct on that? So thirdly, I'm what? Alright. We're inventing the future for African cinema via animation. The animation industry is not settled here. Every time I get to meet people, even outside to you, these guys are brilliant, these guys are smart, these guys are creative. But nobody has come out to do something really good. There's fear of uncertainty. Even investors don't want to invest in animation because there's no credibility here. People know that the animation industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. If I start looking at the statistics of these animated features, like for example, the highest grossing movies in the world, 50 of them, 49 of them out of the 50 of them depend on this technology we're using, that's CGI. So it's so more phenomenal the way it's affecting lives, economies, and industries and everything. But it's just that people only invest in what they can believe in. So what we are doing with this project is to create credibility. Why should people invest time in you? Why should people invest money in you? You must have a reason. And this is one of the projects that is going to show people that this can actually work in Nigeria. Alright. So for the CEASAR, let me just give you some specs. Like when you buy the system, they will give you specs of the system. So you get to take the specs of the system. They're very, very amazing, right? Very cool. Alright. So number 1. In the middle you got 30 minutes film. But when we did the algorithm and we started doing some calculations on frame rate per second and everything, the output calculus I was explaining to you, we knew that 30 minutes was a very, very, very ambiguous project. We don't want to do things that are bigger than us, one step at a time. When Chase now are doing cars animation, we're not going to be stupid enough to say we're going to make transformers to Nigeria. That's this thing. It's good to have goals, but it's good to have realistic goals and everything. Except God says like the short of 10 to 10, you get. But definitely, what we're going to achieve right now is 10 minutes. But more than just quantity, like I said, it's about having a good story to tell. It's not different from what we're doing with film, but it's not that the medium is different. So let's just do 10 minutes of. Have you seen all these short films by CEASAR? Everybody seen the short film? I'll play some for you. Some of them are 5 minutes, 3 minutes, but they pass the message across. The main thing is passing the message across beautifully. Secondly, the exercise about creating images I've never been seen before. And lastly, a very strong story. I think that's what I really appreciate. I think most of you have gone through the story. How many people have gone through the story here? Alright, so please, you're not going to show it, please go through it. I'm very, very sure that the story judges to what we envisioned for this project. Because the VC said we wanted something that will add value, and that's based on an African folklore and everything. But we're not going to go the approach of copying and pasting African stories, the same elephant story of how they want like it. There's nothing special. So what we're very, very key on the story process was that it's like how can we reinvent the process? And then we started coming up with ideas of trying to make it cool again and making it 21st century like, and that's what we did for the story. So this is just both of us, and I think I've introduced myself earlier on and everything. I tried getting all your pictures posted on here yesterday, but all your Facebook pictures were I mean, sure you wanted to be here, so probably how I can take it later. So what's animation? Animation is the process of making illusion of motion. Have you guys seen this before? Do you know what this is called?
Flip.
You know what this is called?
It's flipbook.
Flipbook, thank you. Flipbooks are they're books of it's like several images. Okay, let's just take something very practical. This is something you can relate to. Imagine you and your friend, they also do this a lot. They take a lot of selfies. The same position, okay, they can move their head like this. So imagine moving through those selfies, like maybe like 100 selfies in a second. That's animation. Animation is basically motion picture. It's just like, it's an illusion to the eye, sorry. Now you're going sorry. That's not what you mean. So basically, they're just static pictures that are moving at a very fast rate, and that's what gives the illusion of motion. Again, it's an illusion. So, flip animation is, they just flip, they like draw, like for example, you're drawing in one position, drawing like this. And if you move it very fast, then you get animation. So it's just pictures, that's what they call a motion picture, it's a static picture, but it's moving very, very fast. That your eye can comprehend as a static picture. Now, interpret it as a motion picture. So that's animation basically. So basic forms of animation. There are many forms of animation, but just two I'm talking about today. And number one is 2D animation. That's I'm sure you guys do math. X and Y. It's a plane shape. These are y-axis and these x-axis. It doesn't have depth in it. You get. But when we talk about 3D animation, it has depth in it, and you can be more creative with 3D animation. That's what we're doing on this project. It's pure 3D. Okay, not pure 3D, but basically the main idea is 3D. But definitely we have like 2D. 2D definitely is not in everything. So next, importance of animation. Number one, there are no limits to your stories. For example, if you want to shoot a live action sequence, there are limits to which you can do. For example, you can't say you want to go to Mars and everything and stuff. Mars, even people, even astronauts are so much advanced and everything. They're not really going to send the person there. So talking of shooting a whole movie there, how are you going to transfer the equipment? But the animation will, there's no limits. There's nothing like gravity. And once you move gravity from the equation, your limit only stops where imagination stops. And that's something that animation has given us. Creative expression, to be able to twist our characters, to be able to blend our environment, to be able to bring what the storytellers want to see. Secondly, you can achieve effects that might cost a whole lot in live action. For example, you want to shoot a microwave film, you have to get people that will do explosives, you have to get the cinematographers, you have to get everybody. But one person can sit down on the system and create the same effect. You can create an explosion on your system in a few days, but to create a real explosion, it's going to cost destruction, it's going to cost a lot and everything. So it helps us minimize cost and still create the same effect. And you can control everything, factors don't influence you. For example, if you are shooting and it's raining, you have to postpone the shoot. But now even if it's raining here, you can still play what you want to see. There are not really no limits, there are not really, except the only factors are maybe human factors. Maybe probably there's no like internet. Our privilege have like some of the best resources here on campus. There's this project. So now, this is what Hollywood movies is, and this is the world standard. World standard, you can give examples of CEASAR, DreamWorks, SKG, all the basic animation. So, what are we going to use to leapfrog from this point to this point? Definitely, we don't want to be here. I don't really watch African magic movies because when I watch them, I get really student and all and stuff. And for a very long time, we have this technology to make us leapfrog from this point to this point. But I don't get it because when you watch movies like Toy Story, watch movies like Lion King, technology was still very crude then. Then now, if your system, you're putting box and everything and stuff. Then they have to program it. Program. At the end of the day, you try it, you run it, and it doesn't work. Sometimes people tell us a light in a scene, you have to program that everything. I have a whole video on animation. It was terrible then. And they still created amazing results like Toy Story. So what excuse do we have? We have 3DX Max, we have Maya, we have everything. GUI, we have user interface. You have the internet there, you can go on YouTube, see something someone has done, and just repeat and everything. So what excuse do we have? We don't really have any excuse. I think what's going to help us from this point is 3D animation, or more than 3D animation, quality 3D animation that is very indigenous, very different. How do you get this on again?
I do.